What's up, guys? Curtis, the Timeshare Translator here for you. This video, I'm going to talk more about my greatest area of expertise, which is Mexican-based programs. So, Mexican-based programs, one big difference than stuff in the United States is time frame. So, a lot of the times, people love investing in Mexican timeshares or residence clubs or any of these different products for various reasons. You're going to have a shorter shelf life. So sometimes people are going to buy these products and they're not going to know if their family's going to want it or if they'd use it. Like there's a lot of uncertainty because in the States, you're getting locked in to a deeded program, which once again, I'm a believer in these products. I think they're good. But that type of commitment doesn't fit everybody. So one of the benefits of Mexican-based programs is a lot of them have a shorter term, a shorter shelf life. You're going to get anything from 10 years to 100 years is usually around the max. Like 99 is the max. And you're going to get stuff within like 30 years, 50 years where a good thing is you can get some of these 10-year ones at smaller buy-ins. And then a lot of these companies have some type, pretty much every company has an upgrade option. So a really good strategy for a lot of people, if they're hesitant or they don't know or they want to try it out, is you can so usually a company will have like their max term, like let's use 50 years for a term, but then they'll have a trial for 10 years. Or some companies, the whole program is 10 years. If you're older and you don't want to invest in 100 years or a deeded property because you think you only got 10 15 years left to vacation before you got to be wheeled around in a wheelchair, or you're just not going to vacation at all. These are really good programs. Depending on where they're at, they trade very well. Like you can go to Diamante in Cabo, great property. You got Vedanta in several locations. Vedanta is a great company. Depending on what you negotiate and how you get to deal with them, you can get a contract with no mandatory maintenance fees, which is huge in the industry. Huge, because you can get really good quality without the annual commitment. What else do I want to say about these? Most of the time when you go to these Mexican resorts, you got to fly to them, unless you can drive down to like Puerto Penasco or like Hermosillo or something like that. Usually the cost is going to be a little bit lower than the U.S. So go to Florida, go to California. When you're on these resorts, it's going to be a little expensive. Whereas if you come down to Mexico, you can usually, your money can go a little bit further. But there's some great Mexico companies that I'm going to do a deeper dive on in the future. We're going to cover, Taffer, the Via Group. We're going to cover Vedanta, Diamante, the Moon Palace. What else? I mean, there's so many companies down here. We'll go into deep dives on like how those programs work and what they offer, because also some of them offer some really cool and unique on-site amenities. And that's going to be something that as a consumer you really need to look at, is if you're going to revisit these properties. Because I've been in the industry for 10 years. A lot of people, say, they're not going to come back, and then they come back all the time. They come back every single year. So if you're going to go to a property often, pick a membership where you're going to get some type of like additional perk for coming back, whether it's reduced prices on golf, spa, concierge bonuses. Sorry about that. Whatever it could be, really look into that if you feel you're going to revisit a destination. And honestly, this is like a general thing as well, because I've ran into this a lot in my life. It is better to buy one of these while you are still working. Because if you are late 30s, 40, and you can afford anything from, and just start out with something, it's fine. If you can afford something between, like, let's say $10,000, $30,000, $50,000, and you can, if you're okay with the resort payments and paying it directly to the resort, fine. If you can pay it off cash, even better. But the reality is, the longer you have to use it, the more it's going to pay off financially, because this is all about, increasing or maintaining a certain level of quality for a certain price over time. So it is a long play investment. But don't wait till you retire to do it, because guess what's going to happen? You're gonna, your income's been doing this while you're working, and then it does this when you retire most of the time. You usually don't want to do like a big purchase right there, because boom, you're on a fixed income, and then now you spend a chunk of money and you have less time to accumulate the benefits. So I would recommend, it is good to invest in some type of vacation program the younger you are, because it's just going to give you more time to take advantage of it. And you know what? If you're a first time like getting into it, go look at the timeshare resale market. Go buy one of those. You can get them really inexpensively. You're not going to get always the same benefits when somebody buys directly at the resort, but if you just want to get in there, get like cheap rates to a certain set of properties, like a home property or a certain set of properties, go ahead and do that and get access to the exchange companies and use some of the perks and privileges that you're going to get with those exchange companies. So thank you guys for listening. If you found this helpful, if you know somebody that's in timeshare, has questions, doesn't know how to use it, like, subscribe, share it. Any comments, put them in the comments of the video. I will try to answer those. If I get the same thing too often, I'll just make a video that covers that. We're just out here trying to help people make, because people are going to keep buying timeshares, but I want people to make educated decisions, and I really want them to get the value out of these programs. So I'm making these videos to really help people have a better understanding on how they can get the most out of these and what these products are, and how they can fit their actual needs, rather than just going out. Because all the timeshare salespeople are nice. I am one. We're very good at getting people to like us and get people to buy, but I want people to buy for the right reasons, and I want you guys to know what these products are and how they work and what's the advantage to you and your family and how you can actually use them. So probably the next couple videos, I'm going to get more into detail on how you can actually book, save, and what are the features and benefits of a few different companies. I might cover like Wyndham, Marriott, or something like that here pretty soon. But thank you for listening. Take it easy.